Good morning and welcome to the Standing Committee's meeting for Wednesday, March 2nd, 2026. All council meetings will be live streamed on the city's website, and for guest speakers, please do not turn off your microphones. Our first order of business is roll call. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Sharland, Mr. Coghill, Ms. Gross, Mr. Lavelle.
Here.
Mr. Mosley, Ms. Salinetro,
Here.
Mrs. Warwick,
Here.
Mr. Wilson,
Here.
Ms. Strasburger, Chair.
Here.
5 members present.
Thank you. Our next order of business is public comment. I would like to remind all speakers that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which are or may be before City Council. Profanity will not be permitted. Please state your name and neighborhood for the record. You will have 3 minutes to speak. Our first registered speaker is Chief Ikahana Halmakina. Not see them online. We will move to those in the audience wishing to speak. For those wishing to speak, please come to the podium.
My name is Yvonne F. Brown. I live at 715 Mercer Street. That's up in the high rise up on Bedford Avenue, top of the hill. Yesterday, when I was speaking about the refrigerator, I'm serious. I want to see the refrigerator. Mr. Lavelle, our president, who doesn't answer me most of the time, I'm going to say it's in there. He doesn't know. I want to know, and if I can, I want to see it. See, because Mr. Kraus, he was very shady, and I'll use an example. I heard that Mrs. Harris died yesterday. I sort of felt a little pain as she's gone. Even though you know that me and her did not get along, but I can tell you what she did. Mr. Kraus had called a meeting with Vic, the lawyer for ACLU. And when he called the meeting, Mr. Kraus wanted to take and say that we couldn't speak, that we were running for office, and there was other things. And Miss Harris had told me, watch the video. She says, watch me. And she said this. She said it was not, he kept on saying it was a training. It was a training. Well, if it was a training, we the citizens were supposed to know that Vic was going to be there. But she said no. She says because Mr. Kraus wanted to say that we could not stand up here if we were going to run for office and announce that we ran for office, and that he wanted to cut the time down from 3 minutes, I think, to 2. So that's our good president at that time. Well, I have made the decision that I brought this paper because it says, together our community has the power if we vote. I started campaigning for Will Anderson. You know him and Tim Stevens. They hang together. I don't care for Tim, but Mr. Anderson does fight for the community. He does fight for the community. So I'm saying that you should vote for him. But when I was talking about Kraus, it was one time that I was speaking, and he was screaming and hollering at me. Now, well, you remember I told you I bring signs so you can remember, but here it says here, this is about my Alexis Brown. This is my granddaughter. Why is the child crying? I brought a picture of her crying because he was screaming and hollering at me, and somebody said, oh, he's hollering at Grandma. And I brought the picture down here and showed you. So, Mr. Kraus, I don't believe that he didn't take the refrigerator. I want to see the refrigerator. And if he did, we got to get it back.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. My name is Unique Brown. And I am a black woman, and one thing about us is we learn to read the room. We have to. Life teaches you that skill whether you want it or not. But my eyes were truly opened when I had to live out Greensburg. I never seen racism so bluntly in my life. I was subjected to discriminatory treatment through the way the staff acted and the remarks that were made. And when you're already vulnerable, those moments stick with you. The one that will always haunt my thoughts is when I explain something simple. Wherever I move to, I need access to a bus. I rely on the public transit. And instead of understanding that, I was told with a giggle, well, I know of people that invested in scooters. Now let me say this clearly as a woman with 5 children. A scooter is not the same thing as living near a bus route. A scooter does not take your kids to school in the winter or does not get me there to their school if they're sick and need to come home. A scooter does not get you grocery shopping, does not get you across town to work, it doesn't replace the public transit system, period. When someone laughs when saying something like that, what they're really saying is the reality of your life isn't something I really have to understand. But that brings me to something bigger. When we talk about the domestic violence shelters and the systems that run them, we need to ask the honest question. Why are the people with the most power inside these systems often not the same women who represent the majority of the women experiencing the abuse? Why is it that the white women are so often the ones running these shelters and making the decisions about who gets help, how they get help, and whether they get help at all? Because when you sit with eyes set and you watch closely, it starts feeling like helps get pick and chosen. It starts to feel like some of these women are seen and more deserving than others. Now, I'm not here this morning to attack anyone, but I'm here to say what a lot of women are too tired, too scared, or too unheard to say. When black women enter these systems, we are often treated differently. We feel that in the tone, and we see it in the decisions. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning, Special Agent Sunshine, the missing child, Cerise Taylor. Whew. Dear Father, help us to remain patient in every season and to focus on your guiding presence. Amen. Philippians 4:6 says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. Lord, please deliver me from deception, harm and danger, envy, jealousy, malice. Please, Lord, deliver me from the presence of demonic spirits where I live right now. Keep your hands on me and everyone in the world who is being attacked by demonic spirits and forces in this world, especially our children, Lord. Keep your hands on our children who are being abducted and forced into these secret societies that practice dark magic for power and control over them, their families, and what they possess. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. The thought for today is be still and let God be God. It's amazing, no matter how still I try to be, I still have to keep moving forward because of how hard so many people are trying to keep me from doing just that, just being who I am. My name, Sunshine, speaks volumes about who I am and what I stand for and believe in. We have to love each other. It's hard to love people when they want you dead and they're doing everything to try and kill you. It's very hard. But here I still stand on God's promises to supply me with all of my needs through his riches and glory in Christ. And he's faithful, because I'm still standing here. So he has to be. I'm a living testimony of that. Thank you, Lord, for loving me, using me as a vessel to do your will, not mine. Jeremiah 9:6 says, "You live in the midst of deception. In their deceit, they refuse to acknowledge me, declares the Lord. I will always acknowledge you, Lord. In Jesus' name, I pray, amen."
Thank you. Are there any further speakers? Any further speakers? There being no further speakers, we will move on to our standing committee's agenda. And our first committee is the Finance and Law Committee. We have supplemental new papers.
Bill 242, Resolution amending Resolution 845 of 2025, which authorized the fee schedule for 2026 pursuant to Chapter 170 of the City Code by revising fees associated with vending licenses into unified vending fees as recommended by the Department of Permits, Licenses, and Inspections at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? I would like to call Director Gula and anyone else up to discuss why the change to the fee schedule. We have Director Green as well. At this present moment.
Good morning, Jen Gula, Finance Director.
Ian Fitzgerald, Deputy Director of Finance. David Green, Director for the Department of Permits, Licenses, and Inspections.
Thank you.
And actually, I'm just going to turn this right over to Director Green because we did this on his behalf, so I'll let him further explain. But
Yeah, so this is follow-up to the vending program legislation changes that I'm forgetting the time frame of approval, I think late last year, either November or December, forgive me, don't recall exact dates, and needed that enabling legislation to understand how the program might change, and then to develop the rules and regulations that were also transmitted to council as part of the materials for council this week. And the fee changes are necessary to support the changes in the program. So if I'm remembering correctly, one of the things is including a fee for work that the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure would do related to this program that didn't happen before. So, sorry, I meant to turn that off. And making sure that we have some administrative fees to cover the cost of that work for that team to do that we didn't have before.
Thank you.
I'd like to further add that I believe that this is a consolidation as well as fees. So this is something that would be basically revenue neutral for us, but it also should make it easier for vendors to apply and then turn around and do business. And this is important ahead of the draft where we expect large numbers of vendors to be coming into the city to participate in that weekend. So
that answered my question as to why, I knew the answer. I wanted to daylight it, why we are expediting this bill with a Rule 8 yesterday.
yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? Questions online? All right, seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 242, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Deferred papers, Bill 39.
Ordinance directing the Allegheny County Board of Elections to place before the qualified voters of the city of Pittsburgh at the 2026 May primary election a referendum question: shall the Pittsburgh Home Rule Charter, Article 3 Legislative Branch, be amended by changing the budget approval rules to ensure timely passage at the end of a legislative session?
Motion to hold 12 weeks.
Second.
Second, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of a 12-week hold, please say aye.
Aye.
Bill will be held 12 weeks. That moves us on to invoices. Is there a motion for invoices?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion on invoices? Seeing none, all those in favor of invoices, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Invoices are approved. That moves us to P cards. Is there a motion on P cards?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of P cards, please say aye.
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 P cards are approved. That moves us to Public Safety and Wellness Committee chaired by Councilman Coghill.
Bill 193, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of public safety to enter on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh into a professional services agreement or agreement with Operation Better Block to provide group violence intervention technology services at a total cost not to exceed $300,000 over 3 years.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, could we have the team come up? Thanks. Just state your name and then a little explanation about what this.
Yes. Good morning. My name is Takina White. I'm the Assistant Director of Public Safety. So basically what this is our technology component that stems from the GVI contract with, for the GVI program. And we use this technology component to basically track different data, such as like the law enforcement, community partners, all the information that we receive or we get from the outreach workers, they input it. There's also information in there to distribute to the public, such as housing information, food service information, and different social aspect information.
Thanks. Any further discussion? All right. Thank you very much. Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 193, please say aye.
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 Affirmative recommendation. Bill 194.
Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of public safety to enter into a license agreement or agreements between the city of Pittsburgh and the Buncher Company for use of warehouse space for Bureau of Police training activities for 4 days over a period of 90 days at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second. Sorry.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 194, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Bill 195.
Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of public safety to enter into a license agreement or agreements between the city of Pittsburgh and the Buncher Company for use of space at Gateway View Plaza for 45 days at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill. Nope. Well, my eyes are playing tricks on me. I thought I saw a hand up. Bill 195, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. That moves us to Public Works and Infrastructure Committee, chaired by Councilwoman Salanetro.
Bill 196, resolution authorizing the mayor, the director of the Office of Management and Budget, and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to enter into an agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for the purpose of receiving grant funds from the Automated Red Light Enforcement Grant Program in the amount not to exceed $805,533 to replace signals at the intersection of Fifth Avenue and Dithridge Street.
Motion to
Motion
approve.
to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 196, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Affirmative recommendation. Bill 203.
Resolution authorizing acceptance by the City of Pittsburgh of the dedication of two city-owned parcels, 49S500 and 49R296, located in the 9th Ward, 7th Council District, at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion?
Madam Chair, sorry, I'm online, I've raised my hand.
Yes, Councilwoman Gross.
Thank you. Apologies to Councilwoman Salinetro. I tried to reach you by text message, but I am going to ask for your willingness to hold this for a couple of weeks while I do outreach to stakeholders around the Bloomfield Bridge intersection. There have been 20 years of community visioning and planning and, consultants work around this intersection. And there's a lot of voices and a lot of concern, a lot of stakeholders. So I think it's best if we do outreach first, instead of moving this forward. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to motion to hold 3 weeks.
Second?
There's a motion to hold and a second for 3 weeks. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of a 3-week hold for Bill 203, please say aye.
Aye.
Bill will
Thank
be-
you.
Thank you. Bill will be held 3 weeks. Bill 204.
Resolution granting a vacation of an unopened, unimproved paper portion of Savoy Street, 27th Ward, 1st Council District, at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 204, please say aye. Aye. Affirmative recommendation. Bill 205.
Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into an agreement or agreements or the use of existing agreements with Enel X Advisory Services USA LLC for energy evaluation and consultant services in connection with the city's aggregated purchase of electricity supply, along with the members of the Western Pennsylvania Energy Consortium for a term of 6 years and no cost to the city.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Discussion? Yeah, Councilmember Warwick.
Yeah, if we could just get some clarification.
Yes, I would love to hear more
Yeah.
too. Good morning.
All right, Don Mudrick, Manager of Personnel and Finance for Public Works.
Matt Mahoney, Planning Manager with City Planning.
John McClory, Acting Director of Public Works.
I can take it?
Yes.
So what we're doing here, we've already been under contract with an energy advisor. We now have two different ones. One is advising us on our electric procurement, and the other one is advising us on our gas procurement. This contract was a previously held contract that expired. We put it back out to bid and received 3 responses and chose Enel once again as the responsible party. And so we're just entering into another contract for electric advisement and procurement.
So, I mean, when you say it, so what are they advising on? Just like,
So, strategic energy purchasing. So what the city did, and Flor, Marion, and Matt have been leading this with planning, they established what's called WEPEC, Western Pennsylvania Energy Consortium. So, and that involves the county, us, 25 different partners. And we go and purchase as a group our electricity from the generators, the suppliers of the electricity. And what Enel will do is they'll go out to the market, they read the market, they're subject matter experts, they tell us when it's time to buy units. So that's where we can control our energy costs on that side of the equation. And then we have the Duquesne Light side. So what we're purchasing out there and what NO is advising us on goes to Duquesne Light, and then Duquesne Light sends it out to everyone else. So Duquesne Light has their fees and their distributor fees, and those are a little more volatile. But what this does is this ensures, during the budget hearings, we were able to show you that through working with NO, we were able to kind of field off some of the large increases in energy production that we've seen. So our year over year is less than the national average or what, private sector or residential might be experiencing. So we're able to control our costs that way. And then these are the subject matter expert folks who know the market. They give us updates. And then together with WEPIC as a group in the city, we decide to make purchases or not.
So this consortium, that's multiple municipalities, just multiple government bodies, all coming in together and buying as a group.
Yeah, power and scaling up.
Got it. And that agreement, is that something that came through council earlier on to enter into that group?
With WEPIC, I would believe so, but that would be more on that.
So that agreement, there's been a memorandum of understanding that was entered into previously in 2020. We've recently refreshed and renewed that MOU, and that's coordinated pretty internally. It was not presented to council, but is an MOU that helps determine the governance structure, the responsibilities of the consortium, and sort of, those shared responsibilities are outlined in that MOU.
Okay, all right. I have sort of other reasons to be asked, but I'm curious about, and I have no concerns with this. All sounds like a good idea, but
we are receiving cost savings too.
Right. But what's more is sort of the re-upping of these MOUs. That feels like something that should come before council. I mean, the fact that it doesn't is perhaps a process issue that I think maybe we need to look at across the board, not just with this. But that's why I was asking, so initially it was voted on, but then the kind of re-upping of staying within the group was just something we did internally without coming here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand the process.
Yeah, I think we piloted the group.
Right. So
it started as a city initiative with planning.
Oh, okay.
Not to get too deep into the weeds,
Yeah.
but
Please, yeah.
In early 2000s, Pennsylvania allowed consumers of electricity to purchase their own generation from whatever supplier they choose. At that time, the county and the city, Pittsburgh Water, and other entities decided to come together to leverage their collective purchasing power and purchase electricity together to secure more, lower rates and better rates for longer terms. As the market has evolved and as other entities have become more accustomed to these transactions, WIPIC has grown to provide cost certainty for a lot of local municipalities that don't have the capacity to engage with an energy advisor. An added benefit of WIPIC is that we have a renewable energy portfolio aspect of our of WIPIC, and so about over 50% of our electricity is procured that's renewable, which would likely not be accessible to local governments outside of the city. So there's strength in numbers is what WIPIC has been charged with or has been pursuing, and the city currently chairs the WIPIC consortium alongside a 7-committee member that's represented by Allegheny County, the Pittsburgh Water, and several other entities. So we co-lead this consortium.
And ultimately, the advisor is negotiating on all of our behalfs, but we're signing individual agreements. So we're not signing a singular agreement with whoever that covers everybody. Mm-hmm. Each member's signing their own agreement, but we enjoy the power of the scaled-up negotiation.
Yeah. No, I understand. That all makes sense. And of course, for this, it's electricity. Of course, we need to buy electricity. There's no question. But
Right.
if it were something else,
sure,
right, that wasn't electricity that maybe we needed, maybe we didn't need, not having the re-upping of that consortium come through council could cause issues, I would say. Anyway, but thank you. This all makes sense, and good work on launching this way back in 2020, you said?
It originally, WIPIC started in 2007.
Okay.
Yeah, and so 2020 is when an MOU was signed, and then 2025, we have a 5-year MOU cycle.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion from members? I did have some questions. I wanted to, I don't remember exactly the year, about 8 years ago, there was discussion about expanding the MOU not just to other governmental entities, but for, say, the community center that wanted to enjoy the purchasing power of a larger entity, or, the religious institution that wanted to install hydroelectric or geothermal and solar and then be part of this purchasing agreement. Did that ever become part of this? And is that currently part of this? And is it a little bit more, is it broader? I thought that's what I remember, that it would be open to smaller entities as well if they're a certain size, but I never knew if that actually was operationalized.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I can answer that question. So there are some size constraints for some smaller entities, smaller local governments. It doesn't make it as cost effective to join WIPIC because we do have renewable energy goals. And we also have other management costs that are associated with these larger procurements. There is, the smaller municipality without, our smallest has about, not that much demand of electricity. But that's not to say that there aren't benefits to learning about the energy markets, activities that are taking place, learning that there may be volatility in the markets in the future. So there are some varying levels of benefits to being a part of WIPIC. There are other discussions that are taking place within the consortium right now to explore other energy opportunities. So if we are able to organize under one contracting vehicle, we can pursue, power purchase agreements for renewable energy that would be available to multiple entities within a consortium, or maybe even fuels, liquid fuels, or other energy resources that cities and municipalities require purchasing. We could utilize this same model for to lean into that collective purchasing power to reduce costs and bring more cost certainty to those energy procurement options.
Yeah, because clearly, it's every energy source right now that's so volatile, as we know, and so much part of a larger system, and in some cases a global market that's just out of our control. It sounds like it has helped keep our region or our consortium below the other, comparable prices, but what more can this group do to keep it really stable, as especially electricity is so volatile statewide? We don't know what's going to happen with data centers. We don't know what PJM is going to, the future is out of our control. What can this do, aside from negotiating, a great agreement?
The future, and just off the top of my head, there are things like, demand and usage, kind of like marketing tools, turn the lights off between 3 and 4 type thing, right? Like we could work with WIPIC to pull out the type of educational programming, I think.
Okay.
That'd be great. And just the fact of WIPIC existing creates a level of quality control that we didn't have before. So an example of that is, due to this work with WIPIC, we found 350 accounts that weren't actually attached correctly that we now found cost savings.
Yep.
Right? So that's the future where WIPIC can go, I think, is really just that kind of advocate for energy, especially because yesterday we just had the post agenda on climate.
Right.
Fits right in.
Right.
If I could just quickly add on what Dawn was saying with those 350 accounts, and this is a good opportunity to elevate the importance of this issue, slamming, which is when electric generation distributors inaccurately or pursue customers and maybe put them on their account without proper authorization, or pressure them into signing up for a generation contract. I'm sure maybe many of us have had that interaction. And so the city experiences those same interactions with suppliers, enrolling city accounts into suppliers that are not with our authorization. So through this WIPIC process, we're able to continuously audit our accounts and make sure that those accounts remain with the supplier that we choose. Not everybody has that, that opportunity to continuously review their accounts and make sure, especially with as many accounts as the city has, to make sure that those accounts aren't being inappropriately enrolled.
My last question is, you mentioned liquid fuels. So this currently includes gas and and natural gas, or it doesn't? Is there a separate process for that?
There is a separate process
Okay.
for natural gas. Right now, the city recently contracted NLX to conduct auctions for procuring our natural gas supply, which is somewhat different from our process for procuring electricity. But there are interests in the future of exploring how we can use WIPIC's model to procure more energy sources.
Great. Yeah, like I said, everything's volatile, so we need to have the most power we can over the process.
Just the last point to what WEPIC can do. WEPIC already brought to the table where we transitioned like 30% of our portfolio to a wind generating farm in Ohio, right? So it's those types of connections and being a lookout on diversifying our portfolio from dirty energy to clean energy, as well as programming, right? Versus just the operational managing the utilities, working in a programming piece.
Right. Thank you all. Any further questions? All right. Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 205, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Affirmative recommendation. Thank you. That takes us to Land Use and Economic Development Committee, chaired by Councilman Wilson.
Bill 207. Bill 207, resolution authorizing the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire all the city's right, title, and interest, if any, in and to the publicly owned properties in the 5th Ward, City of Pittsburgh, designated in the Deed Registry Office of Allegheny County as Block 10K, Lot 152, 635 Kirkpatrick Street, District 6, no cost to the city.
Motion to approve. Discussion.
With discussion, Councilman Wilson?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Is there someone here to talk about the bill?
We have Sally Stadelman listed. I don't know if Sally has joined us online. Is there anyone else?
Okay, that's okay. I'll just reach out separately.
Okay. You comfortable moving forward
Yeah,
with
I'm
the
good.
bill,
Thank
Councilman?
you.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor of Bill 207, please say aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. That brings us to Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs Committee, chaired by Councilman Mosley.
Bill 197, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant payable in favor of the United States Conference of Mayors for one-year membership dues in an amount not to exceed $21,824.
Can we get a motion on the councilman's behalf?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 197, please say aye.
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 Affirmative recommendation. Bill 198.
Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant payable in favor of Pennsylvania Municipal League for one-year subscription in an amount not to exceed $52,962.24.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 198, please say aye.
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 Affirmative recommendation. Bill 199.
Resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for AG Property Ventures LLC, 2111 Penn Avenue, at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 199, please say aye.
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 Affirmative recommendation. Bill 200.
Resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for 1717 through 1719 Cliff Street at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 200, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Bill 201.
Resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for 544 Lincoln Avenue at no cost to the city.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 201, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Affirmative recommendation. Bill 202.
Resolution authorizing the mayor and director of public safety to enter into an agreement or agreements between the City of Pittsburgh and the Stadium Authority of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County, total cost not to exceed $1, to allow for installation of public safety equipment.
Motion to approve with discussion.
Is there a second?
Oh, second. Yes.
Discussion, Councilperson Charlin.
Hey, we were saying we're not usually usually someone on this side of the table is driving the motions, so we're kind of out of practice over
We appreciate your service.
Good morning, Dan Shack, Manager of the Office of Public Safety Technology.
Yeah, I'm obviously supportive of this. I'm just curious what we're doing here.
Yeah, absolutely. So as part of the NFL draft, there are a number of light poles and infrastructure on the North Shore that are be pulling out. So some of the infrastructure we have for the Public Safety Security Initiative for crowd monitoring and protection of public safety critical infrastructure over on the North Shore is being relocated just from the lighting poles onto the parking garage that the SEA owns since those poles are being removed for the draft.
We're removing light poles for the draft?
Yeah, there are some that are in certain areas that for on corners and just for better egress to sidewalks.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
That's it. It's pretty simple.
Interesting. Cool. All right. That's all for me.
Thank you. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in
Oh, sorry, Madam Chair. I was
sorry.
trying to raise my hand.
Go ahead.
I apologize. So, yeah, I just want to make sure I understand because we just also saw some news reports about trees being removed, and now we're hearing about poles being removed. And this bill, more specifically, says there's an agreement. And can you just give me a little more detail about that?
On the agreement, ma'am?
Yes, please.
So the SEA, when we approached them about utilizing some of the rooftop space, the Stadium Authority, who owns and maintains the Gold Lot 1 garage, just asked for an agreement for the placement of the equipment on the building that would provide indemnity in case there was any damages or anything that was sustained during the work there. So the agreement is more so to provide the indemnity.
Between the city and the SEA?
The Stadium Authority.
Okay. Yeah, I get them mixed up. Thank you. And so what is the equipment?
So the equipment...
I can picture it in my brain. Yeah.
The equipment is like a point-to-point infrastructure that allows connectivity for the devices to get back into the city network.
What kind of devices?
It would be for the Public Safety Security Initiative, so the cameras over on the North Shore that provide kind of security for the events over in that area.
So we have cameras on poles, and they're like in the parking lots and things, or on the street. Are they actually like in streets or like in the parking lots?
So they are located on city-owned light poles within the public right-of-way, facing towards the streets where there's kind of traffic and no expectation of privacy, areas of public egress and ingress.
Thank you for throwing in the word privacy. I do appreciate that, and because this is something that I think citizens want to know more about, and we want to make sure that we are respecting citizens' privacy. And so we are temporarily locating them onto the Stadium Authority's property, but then we'll be removing them. Is that correct?
The placement of the equipment would relocate it from a lighting pole that is at street level to the parking garage for the duration of the event. Yes, ma'am.
And then it would end, and then they would go back to the locations where they exist now.
That is correct.
Okay, I'm following you. And about like how much equipment is this? How many of these cameras are being moved and then moved back?
So it is one location that is being relocated from the pole at street level up to the parking garage.
Got it, like one pole with one camera.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha. That gives us a much better sense of the scale. Makes me more comfortable. We're definitely still getting up to speed, I think, on kind of where people and cities are comfortable with having street cameras, because there's just been a giant shift in technological capability. So cameras 20 years ago, 25 years ago were like film, right? And now we have massive digital capabilities, AI, facial recognition, and it's a whole different ballgame. It makes people uncomfortable. So here in this bill, we're removing one light pole and one camera, relocating it to a parking garage roof, and then going to move it back where it has been. Did I say that right?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. That's all the questions I have.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 202, please say aye.
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 Affirmative recommendation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bill 206.
Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of National League of Cities for one-year membership dues in an amount not to exceed $19,626.
Motion approved.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Bill 206, please say aye.
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 Affirmative recommendation. That exhausts our standing committee agenda. Is there anything from members? Seeing none, we have some meeting announcements. This afternoon at 1:30 p.m., council will hold a pre-agenda interview, several pre-agenda interviews for the Historic Review Commission, Public Art Committee, and Civic Design Committee. Next week, council will hold its regular meeting and standing committee meeting on Tuesday, March 17th and Wednesday, March 18th at 10 a.m. respectively. To register to speak at these meetings, please fill out the sign-up form on the council meeting webpage by the deadlines, and you may also call the clerk's office at 412-255-2138. Nothing from members? We'll take a motion to excuse the absent members, approve the minutes, and adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.